Hello, everyone, and welcome to One Trinity Place in San Antonio, Texas. I'm Cole Isaacson, joined by Josh Muchagamba, and we're here for Game 1 between Trinity and Concordia-Wisconsin. And on the mound is the opening day starter for Trinity, Joseph Shavana. He'll be the Game 1 starter today as first pitch in, as we are now underway here between the Falcons and the Tigers.
And leading us off for the Falcons will be Johannes Heikenson. Welcome in. The earlier start time than the originally scheduled 6 o'clock, as Joseph Shavana will fall behind in the count, 2-1. Looking to get some run support here as the Tigers.
That pitch low and away from Shavana. And you mentioned it, Josh. The run support had been an issue in the past, as Shavana will lose the first batter of the day. Hawkinson able to draw the lead-off walk for the Falcons. So that'll bring up Danny Hahn. As Concordia continuing try and add on to this good start. Lead-off walk for them as first pitch in the dirt. Lazera able to get on top of it and keep Hawkinson right there at first base. So here's the 0-1 pitch from Shavana. Looping breaking ball. Runner goes. Throw will get behind. Hawkinson's going to go for third, and he'll get there with ease. So all of a sudden, with nobody out, a runner at third base for the Falcons.
And I almost hate to say it, but almost a typical Joseph Shavana start here for the Tigers. He likes to give up. Well, I don't say he likes to give up, but he does give up early runs. He does give up early base runners, but then he typically settles in very nicely. So still some hope here for Tiger fans.
Another pitch outside there. Had the opportunity to talk to Joseph Shavana about his outing last week and said he didn't feel like he was in the right mindset. As that pitch in there for strike one. Said he wasn't quite locked in and wasn't quite feeling as well as he probably could have heading in to that start. But feels like he's been better at adjusting throughout as swing tapped foul. So the count will be evened at 2, I believe. Runner at third. Real opportunity here for Concordia to drive in an early lead as that pitch low. And they're going to say that is a walk. That is not what our graphics had, but able to lose them. And an early meeting here for the Tigers as 2 runners on for Concordia. Talked about those early starts for Shavana. A lot of base runners early in innings. As the meeting will continue between Lazera and Shavana, and Tim Scannell coming out as well. Trying to get the day 1 starter in to a rhythm. Talked to him about how he can adjust a lot quicker than he has in the past. Figuring out what works and what doesn't a lot faster than he has in previous seasons. And able to go to what's working a lot quicker. So meeting over, runners at the corners, and now Sean Tillman, one of the best Falcons batters, up to the plate. As that breaking ball low, Lazera able to keep it in front of him. So it'll be 1-0 count once again.
Quite a few seniors back here for the Falcons, and Tillman one of them. Runner at first, Hahn another, and then they have quite a few in the lineup with Fike, Largent, and Aguirre batting in the 5, 6, 7 spots.
Had the opportunity to talk to Coach Morgan about that. A lot of fifth-year seniors coming back for these Falcons. 2-0 pitch. Gets away. And that runner will come in to score. So the Falcons get the early 1-0 lead here at Trinity. That is Jonas Hawkinson able to come all the way around. Was let on with a walk. Had the stolen base that took him all the way to third on the errant throw. And now able to come in and score on the passed ball. As that pitch away for Shavana as well, and he'll lose Tillman. So already the third walk for Joseph Shavana.
Yeah, just making it real easy here for the Falcons as they open up their entire 2023 season down in San Antonio. But 3 early walks, runners on first and second now, and already a run in.
And it swings through that one. That's Jimmy Jurgensen. So Shavana getting ahead in the count, not something he's been able to do a lot today. Jimmy Jurgensen DHing for the Falcons today. As that pitch inside called for a strike. So Shavana able to get ahead 0-2. We talked about that adjusting that he's able to do. You can already see it. Getting ahead 0-2 for the first time today and trying to get the first out of the inning. And did he go? Yes, he did. The first strikeout for Shavana and the first out of the inning for the Tigers. So Joseph Shavana able to get an important out. And now 2 outs away from getting out of this inning. But still towards the top of this Falcon lineup, it'll be Dylan Fike. And the catcher will take strike 1. And Shavana has thrown quite a few consecutive strikes since walking the first 3 batters. Is that pitch inside? Curveball, fought off, foul. Right field side, no play for Hastings, who's in at first base today. So Shavana able to get ahead 1-2 here. Going to try and put him away and limit this damage to 1 run, or at least work towards it. Pitch away, Lazera able to get on top of it. Able to stop the second baseman Hahn from getting over.
Yeah, really nice defensive job for Lazera.
So 2-2 pitch now. As breaking ball, just low. No, they're going to call it a strike. Ump took a while, but another strikeout for Joseph Shavana, his second in a row, and he's 1 out away from getting out of this jam. And swings through that one for strike 1. As Tristan Largent up, 6th batter in the order for the Falcons. Has runners on first and second, trying to get more Falcons runs in for Concordia-Wisconsin. Extending this lead. Up 1-0 now, as fights that one foul. That'll bring the count to 0-2. So Shavana trying to respond. Josh talked about it earlier. Rough starts to innings for Shavana at times, but able to bounce back. As gets a piece of it. Third base side, it'll go foul. So we will do it again, 0-2. Tristan Largent, another 5th-year senior. for this Falcons team that came back. Ground ball, first base side, handled by Corson Hastings, and that'll be the end of the inning. So 3 base runners on, but Giovanna able to get out of it. Only 1-0 Concordia, Wisconsin, here in the Alamo City. And welcome back to Trinity, Texas, here in San Antonio. Concordia, Wisconsin, able to open up a 1-0 lead on the Tigers, and on the mound for the Falcons, it'll be Ryan Green, the fifth-year senior. Had 11 appearances last season, 9 starts, and a 4.04 ERA. 5-2 record as a starter. In 2022, the first batter he will face is Ty Preston.
Ty Preston hitting .300 on the season, a .417 on base percentage here. Early on, Tigers through 9 games. This is number 10 for them on the season, 5-4 on the year.
Winning a series against Babson last weekend that put them above 500 for the first time all year, as that pitch called low for Ryan Green.
Opened the 2023 campaign against Birmingham Southern, dropping a 3-game series with the middle match. A weird game that the Tigers thought they had won and then blew it late in the 9th inning and then lost it in extra innings. And then was able to come back and get their first victory in Game 3 of that series.
Strike called on the outside part of the plate. But as you're pointing out, Josh, roller coaster season for the Tigers, finding weird ways to lose and win at times. Birmingham talked about that loss to them. And a weird game against Hardin Simmons as well, as that pitch outside. Good take by Preston to keep him alive. But Babson, some decisive games, not something we've seen a lot on either side for Trinity. 5-run win and a 5-run loss. Largest win and loss of the season as Preston will take ball 4. So now both pitchers have thrown lead-off walks here in this game.
Yeah, and the .417 on base percentage for Ty Preston, that'll rise just a little bit here with that leadoff walk, but that also gives you a little indication why he's up at the top of the lineup.
Had a hit in the first 5 games, and behind him it will be Jack Baker donning the glow stick. Green will check on Ty Preston, not successfully, as he is right back there at first. Jack Baker in at DH today.
Yeah, did not see him in the Hardin Simmons series, or excuse me, in the Babson series last weekend. So good to see him back out there.
Runner goes. Preston in time. A stolen base for Ty Preston. His second of the season, has never been caught, and he is still 100% on attempts this season. So now a runner in scoring position for Jack Baker to work with. As you mentioned, Josh, did not see him against Babson. Had a ground ball hit him in the calf that kept him out of action. Nothing serious, just kept him out of the weekend. It was unfortunate. It had happened in warm-ups for the game 1 on Saturday. And now back today with the glow stick. As Baker swings through that one. So 1-2. Ty Preston able to steal a base and get into scoring position.
Tigers looking to take advantage of an early leadoff walk, much the same way that the Falcons did as they plated Hawkinson to open the game.
Ball outside, that'll even the count for Jack Baker. Baker not at third base where he usually is. Michael Lustina taking that spot today. As pitch to Baker is going to be low, and that'll bring the count to full. Jack Baker working the count really well, something that we had seen with Trinity, swinging on pitches early, not so far in this at-bat, or the last one, as Preston able to work a walk. And Jack Baker one ball away, as swings through that one. Green gets him on the breaking ball, and the first out of the inning for the Falcons.
A really nice pitch from Green. He's been mixing it up with the arm delivery and comes over the top on that one. Has a really nice fastball and puts Baker down on strikes.
How do you do pitch will send Jack Baker back to the dugout, and it'll send Nick Lazera to the batter's box. Had the home run lead all to himself, but now in a three-way tie. As that pitch outside, Holloway and Brandon Nelson both getting 2 home runs. Brandon Nelson not in the lineup today. First game he has missed all season. Starting the previous 9, 8 of them at designated hitter, 1 of them at first base. As that pitch in the zone to Nick Lazera, dotting that outside part of the plate.
And for Lazera, hitting .393 on the season, slugging .679, batting an impressive .333 with runners in scoring position.
A pitch inside. Lazera waves him over, and Ty Preston will take third with ease. Was rounding third. Not going to go home. That would not have been the smartest idea. Able to go to third base. And a runner deeper into scoring position for Trinity.
And now a real opportunity here with just 1 out. Lazera pretty capable of putting the ball into play, at least enough can drive it deep into the outfield, even if it's just a fly ball for the sac fly.
Lazera gets a piece of that. It'll get through. Nick Lazera, an RBI single, and Trinity has tied this game in the blink of an eye.
Yeah, that one hit over into the hole. Tillman able to get a glove on it, but as it got past the third baseman Flynn, Tillman was able to get a glove on it, but then not able to come up with it. And I don't think he would have had Lazera. Lazera, not the fastest runner on the team, but he does a pretty good 90. And I don't think you're going to get him if you don't get the ball cleanly. We've talked about the brand new turf field here. Slows the ball down a little bit on ground balls. And we've seen a lot of plays through the first 9 games this year where routine ground ball, you're thinking, oh, this is an easy 6-3 out. And all of a sudden you're like, how was the guy safe? What did the shortstop do wrong? Only thing he did wrong was he didn't play it 5 feet in front of him, because that's almost what you have to do right now.
His turf impacting the game on so many levels as that pitch away to Michael Lustina, hitting cleanup here for Trinity.
Lustina 1 for 3 on the season. So pretty big spot here. The coaches put him into the cleanup role, and he's only batting 1 for 3 through a team's 9 games.
Played 2 games against Babson, 1 start and 1 pinch hit opportunity. Flew out to right field. And a really impressive play made by the Babson Beavers defensively, as that was a very loud out for Michael Lustina. Down here, 1-2, gets a piece of that one. It'll go to deep right field, caught by the center fielder. And Lazara will have to stay where he is.
Another loud out here for Lustina. Mentioned last week had one and follows up with that one. Now 1 for 4 on his early campaign, but you like to see guys get some nice line drives, even if it's at people or, close enough to a gap where a center fielder or right fielder can range over and get to it. You like to see the nice fly balls being hit and with a little bit of power.
Jack Peterson in the batter's box, 6-1. That's something they work a lot on practice. They do a point system in BP where you have to hit through a baseball. If you hit it far, it is not worth a point if you get under it and hit it far. But if you hit the ball right in the center, drive through the ball, you get a point. And the loser has to run as Peterson gets that one into right field. So Jack Peterson will stay at first. Lazara will go to third with ease, and the Tigers have runners at the corners.
And Jack Peterson now 8 for 24. He's batting .333 on the season. All 8 of his hits, singles. So the center fielder using his speed. He can turn some of those into make-ready doubles with a stolen base and with runners on the corners. Here we'll see if he's got the green light, 2 down to maybe put 2 in scoring position as Ezra Gore heads to the plate.
Jack Peterson does have 4 stolen bases already this season. Has not been caught yet. As Ezra Gore, a big threat in this Trinity lineup. Hitting 6 today.
Yeah, hitting 6, 296 on the season. And that might be the most impressive 296 that the Tigers can feature. Ezra Gore started off his season 0 for 12 and has since really turned it on. 6 for his last 15 and batted 6 for 10 in the Babson series.
Ezra Gore really turning it on, as you said. Told me that first hit, always the hardest. Once you get it, you're going to get rolling, and based on those numbers, he has indeed done that. First team all-region, according to Division III baseball. And first team all-SCAC last season as well.
And he's got 3 doubles on the season.
Gore swings through that one. As Peterson able to take second base.
Yeah, 2-0, you're out ahead. You know you're going to get a pitch to either hit or nothing else. You might swing over it as Gore did, but you don't have to worry about hitting yourself in a double play. But now the Tigers with 2 in scoring position. Ezra Gore with 3 doubles on the season so far. We'll see if he gets a pitch he likes.
He'll tap that one foul. Now 2 runners in scoring position. Jack Peterson, his 5th stolen base of the season. He's able to get over in time. Plenty of time at that. As Gore, 2 outs. Trying to give the Tigers their first lead of the day. Swings over that one. Ryan Green able to get out of the jam. But Trinity able to get one in and tie this game at 1. And welcome back. We're here for the second inning here in One Trinity Place in San Antonio, Texas. Tigers able to get a run back and tie this game at 1 as Shavana's pitch fouled off. A rough start to the inning for Joseph Shavana, but able to settle in. Lost the first 3 batters with walks, but able to respond, only letting one of them score off a passed ball. As up to the plate is Cole Aguirre. And strike 3. Joseph Shavana gets him. Another K for Shavana. And a quick out this time for the Trinity pitcher.
Yeah, we did say it at the top. You know, he struggles early on, and then he settles in nicely. And he has done that a couple of Ks so far for Shavana.
As up to the plate now, Kyle Flynn. As that pitch outside, but a called strike. Flynn going to ground that one third base side. Play made. Michael Lustina ranging over from third base to make the play. And as you said it, having to play that 5 feet in front of him with this turf.
Yeah, Lustina equally impressed with the fact that, you know, this is really the second game that we've seen him actually out in the field, able to kind of already make that adaptation here.
Strike 1 called from Shavana. The bottom of the order here, the 9-hole hitter, Jack Owens. As he taps that one foul. Owens, one of the guys Coach Morgan said in line to get a lot more action this season. As swings through that one, a quick inning for Joseph Shavana. Able to strike out another one. 2 Ks for Shavana in that inning. No runs allowed. 1-1 here in Trinity. Michael Montreza set to lead off this half inning for Trinity. As Shavana went through 3 batters really quickly, able to get a scoreless top of the second. Trinity trying to take the lead here in the bottom of the second as that pitch in for strike 1. Montreza, Coach Scandal saying one of the mainstays in this lineup, and we've seen that as the 5th-year senior has made 8 starts in 9 possible games at shortstop.
Yeah, hitting .286 on the season, but right at .400 for his on-base percentage. So we'll make you throw some pitches.
And ground ball gets away, and Montreza able to reach. Sean Tillman not quite able to handle that one. A hard hit ball, and Montreza reaches as the leadoff hitter.
Yeah, very hard hit ball. We'll take a look and see what they eventually give that, but I'm going to guess a base hit. That was a hard shot, and they do give it a single for Montreza. The second hit of the day for the Tigers.
So that'll bring up Colt Harris, the second baseman for Trinity. Takes strike one right down Broadway. Harris only starting one game last weekend, but somebody Coach Scannell outlined as a key player for them, both offensively and defensively.
Tigers with a couple of options at second base, and they've just really struggled getting second base going. Harris hitting just 176 so far. Tried to replace him with Haney for a little bit last week, and Haney was unable to find a hit as well. So it's almost as if just the position itself not able to come up with any base hits.
Harris able to get that one, the second base. He will advance Montreza despite getting himself out. So able to do his job ultimately there. We talked about the struggles of second base. Able to get the home run last week, though. So a good mark for Colt Harris. As that'll bring up the first baseman, Corson Hastings. Getting another game one start for Trinity, as there have been times where they've gone with 3 different first basemen in 3 games.
And that one almost the issue of maybe too many good players over at first
Harris not able to get that one through. Play made. Runner home in time. Montreza able to round the bases and score. So Hastings grounds out there. A great play made by Danny Hahn. But Montreza able to be aware and come around to score.
Just really heads up base running by Montreza. I don't think anybody's thinking, oh, he's going to go second to home. But, you know, if nothing else, I was thinking, okay, well, Hastings moved the runner over. Maybe you anticipate a wild pitch or something. You could score if you don't get a base hit here. But Montreza just taking matters into his own hands and giving the Tigers the early lead.
So that'll flip the lineup over. Ty Preston now up as pitch gets away. But no harm done as Corson Hastings able to clear the bases. As an RBI for the first baseman. As Ty Preston will step back into the batter's box. Trinity now with a 2-1 lead as he fights that foul towards the Tiger bullpen.
Get a good look at just how little room there is out there in the outfield. You know, Tiger fans probably Game 10, we've already talked about it, but for the Falcon fans tuning in today, welcome, and welcome to our new ballpark here in San Antonio. They spent pretty much from the time baseball finished in late April up until the mid part of November getting this field ready to go, replacing the grass and the dirt with this new turf. And I think everybody's got their own opinions about whether or not they like turf or they like grass. I think we can all safely assume, you know, in an ideal situation, you love grass, but, you know, with things being the way that they are and water and everything else, it's just, there were times last year when the field just was almost unplayable. And anytime we'd get a freak little rainstorm, it'd be really tough for us to get games in as well. So
Preston not able to get that one through. Turning play made, throw errant. A tough play to make there for Sean Tillman. So that'll probably go down as a base hit for Ty Preston, as he is able to reach for the second time in 2 attempts. But you talked about the turf with these little rainstorms. Had a large thunderstorm last night that lasted for about 4 hours.
Yeah, and in years past, that would have probably been enough to make this game kind of be unplayable for tonight. And with a late start tomorrow because of the track meet, which is the track here at Trinity is located just beyond the baseball, just behind home plate. So foul ball is always a concern going onto the track. So that's why we're playing an 8 o'clock game tomorrow. We're going to let the track meet finish, and then we'll jump on at that time. It would have been really tough to get this whole series in because tomorrow we don't really have enough time to get in a doubleheader. And you're looking at a situation where Sunday already starting 11:30 for those if you haven't been keeping up with the schedule changes. This one's had a whole bunch of them. Yeah, so already I think the turf, you know, showing its worth here, so we're able to get this game in today.
As Jack Baker in, he'll take another strike as he's down 0-2. 2 outs in this one. Ty Preston able to get on. Michael Montreza representing the leading run as he was able to come around and score a leadoff walk, similar to the run the Falcons scored in the first inning. 0-2 pitch. Baker under that one. It'll go over to center field. Play made. So the Falcons able to get the third out of the inning, but Trinity able to get their second run of the game. They lead 2-1. Welcome back to San Antonio, Texas. Joseph Shavana back on the mound for the Tigers as ground ball right to him. Shavana able to handle that one in one pitch. As having to play the field a little bit there, Shavana takes care of it easily.
Well, you know, we didn't get a whole lot of chance to talk about Shavana in the last half inning. He's already up to 4 strikeouts in this game. Had 2 quick strikeouts in the second inning. Those opening 3 walks, and he's settled in very nicely since then.
We talked about his ability to adjust, finding out what's working and what's not. To a certain pitch, just not feeling it, able to rely on others. Talked about how last weekend he relied on his curveball, which if you talk to him, not his best pitch. Said he lost touch with it. Has 3 favorite pitches, that one not being one of them. But able to use it effectively, only allowing 1 run as that one is tapped foul. Shavana able to get his first win of the season last weekend against Babson, a 6-1 victory for the Tigers. He had only 1 run of run support in the previous 2 games, and then an offensive explosion in game 1 against Babson. As here comes the 1-2 pitch. That'll be low, gets away from Lazera, no harm done, nobody on base. As Denny Hahn in the batter's box, hitting second for Concordia-Wisconsin.
Drew a walk back in his first at-bat, and he'll do so here again.
Another walk allowed by Shavana, the 4th of the game. Very unusual for Shavana. Had only 7 walks in the prior 3 outings. So now a runner on first, and potentially could be the Falcons' best hitter up in Sean Tillman. Pickoff attempt there from Shavana.
Now, Tillman also drew a walk back in the first.
As Tillman gets under that one. Some communication needs to be made, but the play made by no, it's not. Ball gets away.
Yeah, I thought Ezra came up with that one as well. Almost another opportunity to him be featured on SportsCenter as he was in the College World Series a year ago, but just not able to get to that one. And I think you were absolutely correct as you said it early on, just communication errors. You know, if no matter how much of a bead you've got on it, if that right fielder's coming in and calls you off, second baseman's got to give way, and Colt Harris just did not. And fortunately for Trinity, nobody hurt on the play, because that's really what you fear at that point with 2 guys running directly at each other.
Easy way to get injured. A collision between the infield and the outfield. Colt Harris and Ezra Gore both fighting for that ball. Gore held his glove up. That's why he thought he had it. But then you see the ball squared away behind him.
Yeah, I'm wondering if Gore didn't think he actually had it, or maybe knowing that he didn't have it, show the glove, see if the runner starts to retreat back from second, and save some chance and getting some out somewhere. But Hahn was pretty alert as to where that ball was, getting a lot of help from his coaching staff there as well.
A strike called there on Jimmy Jurgensen. Now 1-2 pitch from Shavana. Runners on first and second now after that blooper. Able to find its way in. As that one going to be playable, they say. Or are they going to send him back?
So Jurgensen will be out. That'll be a strikeout, his second of the game. But the runners can advance on their own accord, and that's what they did. So there was no play for Lazera to make because the runners had already basically gotten to second and third. And he doesn't need to throw down to first because first base had been occupied. So another strikeout for Shavana. That gives him 2 outs now here in the inning. And he can kind of work out of this jam. We said it. He allows base runners, but he gets out of jams.
A very good explanation there. What is happening? Is that ball good? Blocked by Lazera. Runner at third now, so potential for a pass ball to tie this game. As Dylan Fike up for the Falcons. Runner on second and third, a 1-0 count.
And Fike struck out looking in his first at-bat. And so far, looking at these first 2 pitches here, and the count's 1-1. Nice breaking ball dropped in. The curveball, as you mentioned last week, Shavana's kind of go-to pitch. Tried to get that one in, but it comes in a little low. And not even Lazera can frame that one nicely.
Here comes the 2-1 pitch from Shavana. Looping breaking ball in there for strike 2. Able to make the adjustment, loses his hat there. Joe better be careful, as we might start a out counter for him, as we did for Jack Martinez. But that's only his first, so we'll see if that becomes a reoccurring thing.
You get that happen 2 or 3 times in a game, you're going to get that counter, and we're going to see if it's time for Quinn. Get you a new hat.
Ground ball, first base side, handled well. Colt Harris able to make the play for the 3rd out of the inning. Trinity and Shavana able to get out of the jam. 2-1, Tigers lead in Texas. Welcome back to San Antonio. Trinity has the 2-1 lead. Shavana able to get out of a jam and keep a 0 on the board as we open the top of the 3rd. As Ryan Green still up to pitch. Throwing to Nick Lazera, who gets a piece of that one. It'll go foul.
Lazera reaching on the E6 back in the first inning. Was credited with the RBI.
As that pitch inside, it'll get him. Gets his foot. Not the way that Lazera wants to reach, but he'll take it as the Tigers, for the third consecutive inning, have a leadoff runner.
Yeah, and it's been those leadoff runners that past two innings, they've been leadoff walks. They've come around to score. And both runners have been able to turn those leadoff walks in the past into doubles by stealing a base. So we'll see if Trinity will send Lazera and put him in scoring position early.
As Lazera will take second base with ease. Able to get into scoring position, standing up.
Yeah, Fike's throw sailed on him quite wildly, and Lazera had a pretty decent jump, but I thought a good throw probably was going to make it close. So we'll see if they give that an error on Fike.
As now up to bat, number 21, Michael Lustina, with a runner in scoring position.
And just giving credit to a stolen base, nothing more. So
Lustina swings through that one, fouled off to the right field side. So that'll bring this count to 1-2. Nobody out, Lazera on second. And is trying to extend this lead. Tigers have picked up a run in each of the other two innings. Trying to do the same, if not more, here in the third. As swings through that one. Good breaking ball away from Lustina. And another K for Ryan Green.
yeah, tough pitch to lay off of. I mean, it started out, looked like it was going to be over the plate. We talked about the arm angle a little bit earlier with Ryan Green. And just with that little, not quite submarine, but a little bit of sidearm action. Able to take it from right to left across your screen, and unhittable pitch.
As Peterson will try and drop down a bunt. We know he's very good at this. Has reached twice this season on the bunts.
You know, we talked about the 8 singles, but two of them coming from bunt singles.
So Peterson, a very utilized player in those ways, stealing bases and dropping bunts down, having the drive runs in, especially with this new turf. Talk about it a lot, having to manufacture runs. As Peterson, check swing foul. Are they going to give Lazera third base? It looks like they are. I couldn't quite tell what happened
I
there.
thought he'd gotten a piece of it as well, but it looks like they're going to say maybe it bounced in the turf. And
yeah, I think that's exactly what they're going to say. They say ball in the dirt, hit Peterson's bat after it bounced up, and Nick Lazera, another stolen base. So Peterson, less work to do. Man on third now as Peterson gets that one to first base. Lazera will have to hold up.
yeah, shot right over to Largent. He's able to kind of stare down Lazera over at third as he jogs over, taps the bag at first, and an opportunity, I guess, a little wasted here. We'll see what this batter does here for the Tigers as Rigor steps in, but with one down, runner on third, sometimes I feel like that's the runner you got to bring in.
As Gore swings through that one, Jack Peterson just hitting the ball too hard, exactly where he wanted to put it. On that right field side, trying to get Lazera in. And now Gore going to have to get a base hit as that one goes right to Green, able to underhand it and make the play. So a scoreless inning for Concordia-Wisconsin as they're able to keep this deficit to 1. Trinity 2, the Falcons 1 here in Texas. Welcome back to San Antonio. Tigers able to maintain a 2-1 lead through 3 as we start the top of the 4th. Shavana able to settle in very nicely.
Tristan Largent will lead it off for the Falcons. Grounded out to first, unassisted. And he'll head down to first.
That one gets away from Shavana, and Largent will have the easiest base of his playing career as that hits him right in the leg. Again, not the way that these guys want to reach, but I'm sure they'll take it as once again a leadoff hitter reaches for Concordia. So it'll bring up Cole Aguirre, who gets a piece of it. This could be 2. They're not going to try it. Takes the easy out. Colt Harris flips it to Corson Hastings. But the runner will advance to second base.
Yeah, nice job from Aguirre to move Largent over. Mentioned it at the top with a lot of seniors coming back. That looked like a pretty good senior play there. You know, just your job at that moment. You've got a leadoff runner on. Move them over, get a runner in the scoring position with 1 out or less. Let the rest of your team do some damage.
Slider away to Danny Hahn. My bad, that is not Danny Hahn. That is Flynn up to bat for Concordia. I thought I saw a 1 there. Turned out to be the front part of a 6. And swings through that one. Evens the count at 1 apiece. Runner at second for Concordia. Trying to tie this game up. Got their leadoff hitter in to score. Nothing since for the Falcons. As breaking ball in there for strike 2. So 1-2 pitch for Shavana, trying to get the second out of this inning. And breaking ball, going to get away from Lazera. Not enough, though. So Largent will stay right there at second as Lazera's made some good defensive plays behind the dish today.
Yeah. Talked about it last couple of series. Tigers without Tyler Pettit, the catcher that they've had back there the last 2 years. Transfer from Division I Incarnate Word. And scheduled to be back sometime in the near future, but Lazera, in the meantime, has looked every bit as a day 1 catcher for Trinity, both offensively and defensively. You know, it's going to make it tough when Pettit comes back. It gives the coaching staff a lot of options, but where do you put Lazera if you can't DH because you got other DHs and you've got to get Pettit into the lineup?
Lazera has been getting a lot of work at first base recently as Shavana will lose him. Another walk for Joseph Shavana. The 5th of the day for number 3. But Lazera getting a lot of work at first base. This week in particular, Tyler Pettit has been fully cleared to catch games, just can't quite hit yet. The only thing keeping number 28 from coming back into the lineup. As bottom of the order, and Jack Owens up. He'll square up to bunt, pulls it back. Lazera, the throw will get away, runners going, and they will both reach. So an errant throw gets away, and all of a sudden Concordia has 2 runners in scoring position.
Yeah, that's the risk you take, trying to throw back on the runner. Now 1 out and 2 in scoring position. And a big opportunity here for the Falcons.
We've seen Lazera and his big arm make that throw before plenty of times, nearly getting runners. But not that time. It'll cost the Tigers. So 2 in scoring position, only 1 out, as you said. And that's Jack Owens trying to potentially give Concordia the lead. Swinging through that one. It'll be strike 2 for Shavana.
Oh, fantastic curveball in there from Shavana. Touched on it so much in the game against Babson. And he's already gotten a couple of really nice looping curveballs to fall in for strikes so far today.
As slider will be away, not so sure. Borderline pitch, call the ball, so we'll have to do it again. It's a good take by Jack Owens. As that pitch in there for strike 3. Owens knew it, headed to the dugout as located on that bottom corner.
Yeah, and that's the advantage that Shavana brings with that breaking ball, because I think Owens was thinking breaking ball right there on the 2-2 count, knowing that, you know, Shavana still had one pitch left to throw away if he needed to. But Shavana comes back in with the fastball right on the inside part of the plate, and Owens just nothing he could do with it if he was expecting something breaking outside.
As that pitch inside on Hawkinson with 2 outs now. Trying to drive in these runs from Concordia. Shavana trying to get out of another jam. This would be the 3rd time that he's gotten out of a situation where he had 2 runners on. As that pitch high will bring it to 2-0.
Of course, Hawkinson representing the only run of the game here for Concordia-Wisconsin. He got off on a leadoff walk, came around and scored back in the 1st inning. That put the Falcons on top. He grounded out back in the 3rd inning, back to Shavana.
That pitch, they're going to call that low. Borderline, but call made, so it'll be 3-0. Shavana in danger of loading the bases.
Loading the bases, and we'll have Hahn on deck.
Here's the 3-0 pitch. As that is inside and high. He will lose them. Bases loaded, filled with Falcons. As now Danny Hahn trying to drive some people in and give Concordia-Wisconsin its 2nd lead of the game.
Yeah, 2nd walk for Hawkinson so far in this one. And somebody with 2 walks already. Be Hahn as he comes up. Yeah, I mean, if you're Coach Dave Smith here for the Tigers, he's the Tigers pitching coach. You know, you've talked to Shavana back in the 1st inning. You come back out here in the 4th. Trying to see what the pitch count is for Shavana. He's already at 70. They kind of kept him to about 100 in the Babson game last Friday, last Saturday. And I'd imagine that they'd love to keep that somewhere in that neighborhood for this one, but they'd also love to see him get through maybe 6 or 7. So I think this is a situation where it's like, hey, you obviously can't walk anybody, but at the same time, you got a pretty good defense out there behind you. Go ahead and attack these hitters.
Strike 1 there on the outside part of the plate. A weird day for Joseph Shavana. Struck out 6 so far, as we're only in the 4th inning, but has also walked 6. As here's a ground ball. It'll go to the shortstop. Play made. Michael Montreza able to collect the 3rd out of the inning for Trinity. Shavana able to get out of another jam as the Tigers still lead 2-1 in the Alamo City. And welcome back to the 2-1-0 as Michael Montreza, who scored the last run of the game and made the last out for Trinity to get out of that jam, up to bat here. As this is the bottom of the fourth. That pitch outside to the shortstop.
Montreza reached on a ball to his counterpart over at short and was able to come around and score. So 1 for 1 on the day.
That pitch inside. It said it hit him. They say it caught his arm, and he will gladly take first base.
So on for the second time, and one of those where it didn't really look like it hit him, but he reacted immediately, and the umpire came out with the same type of intensity, saying, like on the spot, take your base down to first.
So Montreza will take first. Third hit batter today already, as Colt Harris will be in the batter's box now. Second baseman had his first home run in Game 3 against Babson. A windy day. Several of his teammates commenting that it was a pop fly that got carried out. But Colt Harris will take it, as he was the fourth Tiger to get a home run. Check on Montreza, not in time. Trinity trying to find a way to add on. Have a 2-1 lead. Montreza the last one to score, as Harris takes that one outside. Had a lead-off walk. Came all the way around to score a run. Michael Lustina getting the RBI. And seeing if he can do a similar thing, as he was hit by a pitch. Harris gets on top of that one. This could be 2 over the first in time. And the Falcons turn 2.
An impressive play by Flynn, getting that started. Went and attacked the ball early, right in front of the baseline. From his knees, threw over to second. And then the quick turn down to first. We haven't seen very many double plays. We talked about the turf being a little slow. But that one very impressive here from the Falcons.
Classic 5-4-3, able to clear the bases for the Birds. As it'll bring up Jack Peterson. No, Corson Hastings up now for Trinity. Nobody on for the Tigers, as Concordia-Wisconsin able to clear the bags with a double play. Massive turning point in this game potentially, as now Trinity down to its last out of the inning. Hastings hanging in there, trying to get on base and restart for the Tigers. As pitch in, lifts his hands, avoids getting hit. As I believe that'll bring the count to 3-1.
Stats graphics you see are being brought in by the live stats. So
Hastings, deep right field, and play made easily by Aguirre. So Falcons able to go 5-4-3. Get the first 2 outs. Aguirre able to fly out to end this inning. 2-1, Trinity lead.
1.
His first pitch in there for Shavana going to be called a ball to Sean Tillman. One of the key cogs in this Falcon lineup, hit .380 last season. And definitely one of their most productive offensive players. As that ball high and inside. Played 40 games for the Falcons. As that ball will get away. So Tillman able to get ahead 3-0 on Shavana. Team leader in batting average with .380 and runs scored with 40. As Sean Tillman, a very important player for Concordia-Wisconsin. That pitch away again, and that is the 7th walk allowed by Joseph Shavana. So another leadoff batter reaching for the Falcons.
Yeah, highly uncharacteristic here from Shavana with as many walks as you mentioned. 7 coming in on the whole season. This is 4th game. 7 in this game.
7 walks, 6 strikeouts to pair with it, though. And he's going to need a few more of those to get out of this one.
A lot of those strikeouts coming early. He had 2 in the first, 2 in the second, and then it's scattered.
We'll check on the runner, not in time. Tillman able to get back. Sean Tillman, 11 stolen bases last season, was only caught twice. One of the leading stealers for Concordia last season. As check swing there. And they say he did go. So strike 1 in this at-bat for Joseph Shavana. Runner on first now as he lost Tillman, his 7th walk of the day, but 6 strikeouts to pair with it.
Jurgensen 0 for 2 with 2 strikeouts so far. So Shavana maybe trying to keep Tillman over at first, but it's a batter that he's dealt with pretty well so far. Jurgensen out ahead 2-0.
Johannes Jurgensen gets a piece of that one. It'll get in. Tillman will come around to third. Not in time. Was ambitious, went around to try and get another base and caught as the tag applied by Michael Lustina. So the base hit, but Trinity able to get the lead runner.
Yeah, they're going to have a conversation with the umpire, but not much they're going to be able to do. Is a fantastic throw coming all the way in from Ezra Gore. And taking the lead runner. Trying to get a little greedy was Tillman. Ezra Gore was not having any of that. And so a huge break here for Joseph Shavana. We'll see how he, maybe this helps propel him a little bit. It looks like his locations are starting to miss. And he's not really the same pitcher that we're expecting as our Friday night game 1 guy, but making a little bit of progress here so far. I mean, you know, it's been ugly, I think we can say, but the results are still looking pretty decent.
Only 1 run allowed so far. As you heard the different yelling from the crowd, a good contingency for Concordia-Wisconsin here, as they were very happy when that ball got down, but then the Trinity fans showing their support as Sean Tillman got thrown out trying to get third. A great throw by Ezra Gore as another pickoff attempt by Shavana. So instead of runners at the corners, only a runner at first.
Yeah. Wisconsin fans coming in, welcome. 76 and sunny here in the Alamo City. 34 degrees back on campus for Concordia, Wisconsin. It's quite the change.
Indeed. Coach Morgan saying they only got about 5 outdoor practices, so definitely something that they welcome. Anytime they get to go into the sun, as gets under that one, it'll go to center field. Jack Peterson able to handle it for the 2nd out. Runner will not go to second as the Tigers 1 out away from maintaining this lead.
I'll drop Fike 0 for 3 now. He's got a strikeout, a ground out, and now the fly out. As we said, you know, sometimes it just takes, you know, that big momentum change for a pitcher to kind of settle back in. We'll see if Shavana can get out of the inning now.
That pitch low and in. 2 outs here in the top of the 5th. As Concordia has been so close to taking the lead back so many times. Just plays made by Joseph Shavana and this Tigers defense to get them out of several jams. And we've got action in the Tiger bullpen. As that is Jack Schmidt warming up. Shavana at 83 pitches now. Has gone to 100 in each of his other 3 starts. There's that pitch in there for strike 1. Talked to Joe about that. Going 100, he said he's run the marathon enough times where it doesn't affect him as much. As he is a pitcher that can handle a large workload. Having to work today through 4 2/3.
And with the Tigers' schedule, Joseph's going to get a week off in between starts. Today was 6 days because he technically pitched on Saturday, but typically he's going to be the Friday night guy for Trinity. And the way the Trinity schedule is set up, we do have quite a few Friday, Saturday, Sunday series, and then we've got some midweek games approaching, but he will not be factoring in as a pitcher for any of those midweek games. So he's going to get a week in between games. So, 100 pitches, not really something I would be super concerned with, but
probably want to get as much length out of him as possible, as this is full count pitch coming up. And gets a piece of that one. Play made by Harris. Throw in time. Colt Harris, the ranging play, able to end the inning, and Trinity once again will hold Concordia to 2-1 here in San Antonio. Welcome back to South Texas here at 1 Trinity Place. Ty Preston set to lead off this inning. Preston a hit in his first 5 games. As he has one today as well, 1 for 1. Also has a walk. As Preston gets on top of that one. Play made. Throw in time, it looks like. As Fike able to get on top of that one really quickly.
yeah, good job by Fike being able to jump out of there. We talked about it his last time. He's got quite a few bunt singles. He's also got at least 1 or 2 little dribbler singles just like that, where he's been able to leg out the singles, but Fike will put away the lead runner for the Tigers. As it'll be Jack Baker stepping up, looking for his first hit, strikeout, and a fly ball to right in his 2 plate appearances.
That ball low. You can always tell when Jack Baker's up to bat. One of my 2 favorite things at the ballpark every day, the glow stick and Frank. As the glow stick up for the 3rd time today. Getting a piece of that one, and it'll be too far into the bullpen. No play available for the Concordia defense.
One of those plays where a year ago that might have been a flyout, but just a strike now for Baker. So we'll see if he gets a chance as he redeems himself.
1-2 pitch. Inside, Baker will get hit. Looked like he dodged it, turned its back towards the ball. But Jack Baker able to reach, and that is the 4th batter hit by a pitch today.
Tigers will take the base runner, and that's what they need here. And, you know, we talked about the opportunities for Trinity. Team that just hasn't really, they have not scored a lot of runs for Joseph Shavana. They did last week. But this is pretty typical of his performances. He keeps opponents on the lower side. 1-2 on the year, but a 3-0 game. Tigers couldn't score for him, and then a pitching duel against Hardin Simmons, and Tigers, I believe, only put up 1 run for him that game, and just a rough go here early on for him.
As Lazera can't get that one through. Could be another double play. It is. So for the 2nd consecutive inning, Concordia-Wisconsin able to turn 2. This one's going to get him out of the inning.
And for the fans from Wisconsin here, just use your YouTube features. You can wind these back and relive that one. That one was fantastic.
Play made by the Falcons defensively once again, as this game will stay scoreless. We'll head to the 6th next. And welcome back to Game 1 of the series between Concordia-Wisconsin and Trinity. Tigers have a 2-1 lead as we begin the 6th inning. New pitcher for Trinity, Jack Schmidt, who was warming last inning, on the mound now for the Tigers. 4.1 innings thrown. Had only thrown 2 complete innings last season, but Dave Smith highlighting the drastic improvement that Jack Schmidt has made. As this pitch in there for strike 1. You see the improvement of this Tiger staff in general, and anytime you ask about individual players that are responsible for that improvement, Jack Schmidt, one of the first names Coach Smith will mention.
And, of course, with Schmidt's appearance here, that does close the door on Shavana, one of his shortest outings, the shortest outing of his season so far.
His shortest prior to this had been 6 against Birmingham Southern, as this one hit to right field. Play made by Gore. No, they're going to say that hit came in at such a high angle off the bounce. Thought that it might have been caught, but not today, as a double given up by Trinity. As Cole Aguirre will take second base, and that'll bring up Flynn. As as Kyle Flynn, the sophomore from Nashville, Tennessee, trying to bring a runner in from scoring position, something that the Falcons have struggled with today.
The sun setting right through basically Gore's line of sight out there in right field. So losing control or losing track of the ball and that one bouncing in front of him. So should go down as a leadoff double there for Largent. Now Aguirre standing in, looking to bring him in.
That sun impacting everybody, telling where the ball was, including us. Couldn't tell. That ball with this turf bounced so high that it came in at an angle on Gore where we thought it was going to be caught, but bounced in front of him.
You can see the long shadows already. Won't have to deal with those tomorrow night.
No, 8 p.m. start time, the latest of the season. A 4 p.m. start time here, the earliest on a Friday. This is only the second Friday game that the Tigers have played. That opener against Birmingham Southern where they fell 3-0 in what had been Shavana's shortest outing. And it's Jack Schmidt trying to get out of a jam, similar to how Shavana did pretty much in every inning he pitched in, except for that second where he went 1-2-3. Aguirre at second. As swing and a miss there. Flynn trying to drive him in, but he'll be down 1-2.
And quite a few activities happening here on the Trinity campus. This game moved. We've got a NCAA women's basketball first round action tonight going on in just a few moments. And also across the way over at the softball field, we've got Trinity softball hosting Hanover. And they lost the first game of their doubleheader today. And then part of the track meet already underway. They're handling some of the field events.
That pitch low, and that'll work the count full. And you're talking about it, Josh. Lots of events here on Trinity University campus grounds. UT Dallas coming in to play the Trinity Tigers in women's basketball. UT Dallas will come in to play Trinity baseball here on Tuesday. We'll have that one for you on Tiger Network. As gets a piece of this one into right field. That ball's going to hit the wall. Gore will try and make the play to bounce off of it.
Should be a ground rule double as it hit the Nike sign. So even though he's going to slide into third, he's going to go back to second, but that will tie the game as the runner will come in. And Jack Schmidt now back-to-back doubles allowed.
As you see, Michael Lucina confirming that was indeed a ground rule double, holding up the 2 on his fingers as the umps breaking the bad news to this Concordia coaching staff.
Yeah.
So they'll send the runner back to third, but this game will be tied.
Yeah, definitely hitting off that Nike sign, and that Nike sign out there in the outfield off of it's beyond the fence. So if you hit that on the fly, it's a home run, which, should Concordia hit one on the fly, I think they'll be happy about that being called a home run instead of that one being back in play for maybe a double or a triple. And those are the ground rules here at this park.
Squaring to bunt is Jack Owens. That one will be fouled back. But the real winner in that situation, Josh, Nike. Great sponsorship. Great camera time there. Always wondered why they had that sign in the outfield as opposed to behind home plate where they would get more coverage. But overall, they're the winners here. Getting on camera.
You love these small companies getting a little bit of airtime here on this fantastic big network.
Absolutely. As runner on second for Concordia. This game tied at 2 thanks to that ground rule double that has Flynn at second base.
And Flynn now 1 for 2 on the early season for the Falcons.
As this one deep center field. That'll be caught by Peterson. He'll have to make the throw quickly. Not in time as the runner will take third. So Kyle Flynn able to slide in to third base, and the Falcons in position to take the lead.
Yeah, and heads-up play here from Flynn after getting that game-tying RBI double. Now putting himself 90 feet away with one down here in the 6th inning. And it's a big opportunity here for the Falcons. I think you got to strike when the opportunity comes against Trinity. And we saw that happen. Hardin Simmons doing that a few days ago. And so that'll be it for Jack Schmidt. We'll see who's coming in for the Tigers.
A pitching change here in San Antonio. As we'll see who it is. It'll be Harrison DeRoe coming into this high leverage situation. We'll be back on Tiger Network. And welcome back to the 2-0. Harrison DeRoe up for Trinity. The winning pitcher in his outing against Babson. As DeRoe trying to keep this game tied at 2. As a runner in scoring position for the Falcons. And Hawkinson will try and drive him in. The rangy center fielder in a big spot here.
At top of the order now, and 0 for 1 with 2 walks is Hawkinson.
That pitch inside. Runner on third, trying to drive him in. Only 1 out in this inning. So Harrison DeRoe. As that breaking ball going to be low. So already behind in the count. As that pitch in there for a strike. Able to battle back a little bit. As Concordia, big opportunity. Trying to take the lead. As that pitch low and away, it'll get away from Lazera. A run will come in to score. And the Falcons have taken the lead right back. Took them a while, several missed opportunities, but ultimately able to drive in a run to take a 3-2 lead.
And just Shavana's day was already over with and done, and he wasn't even in line for the win anymore once the game was tied. But just kind of indicative of the Trinity offense when he does come to play, just have not scored for him.
As that pitch in there for strike 2. Concordia taking a 3-2 lead. Thought those issues were fixed. Able to score 6 last weekend against Babson. Not the case today. Only 2 on the board. Had the 2-1 lead. Concordia able to battle back, as that one will be tapped foul. No, swing and a miss, it looks like.
I think they're going to come back and say foul now.
It looked like it was foul, but Hackinson running to first base like he swung and missed. And Denny Hahn up to the batter's box like he's up.
And they were going to say foul ball.
So full count, we're going to do it again. As Concordia coaching staff trying to figure out what's up. Hawkinson will go back to the batter's box, as that was tapped foul. So 3-2 pitch coming up for Harrison DeRoe once Hawkinson's able to get ready. Nobody on. The run came in to score from third base off a ball that got behind Lazera. And slaps one foul once again. So full count once again for DeRoe. Only 1 out in this inning. So a lot of work to do for Trinity here in the top of the 6th. As that ball away. Hawkinson able to stay in there, foul back-to-back pitches off, and ultimately take first base.
Yeah, third walk of the day for Hawkinson. And that's, it's going to be, Trinity's got to really figure out how to be able to come back and attack and get on top of it with the pitching, because the pitching just today just has been completely off. And whether that's because the game got moved up or whatever it is just a bizarre situation here for Trinity.
That bumped, popped up, and Lazera able to make the play. So a big break for the Tigers as they get a quick out on Danny Hahn. As Lazera, the awareness to get that foul ball.
Yeah, good play made by Lazera, and of course it was Danny Hahn who made that incredible double play last half inning to get Concordia out of the jam with a runner on.
And now Sean Tillman, one of the primary weapons here in this arsenal for Concordia-Wisconsin. Take strike 1 there, 2 outs. Runner on first. Concordia able to take a 3-2 lead in this inning that has dragged on for some time. And seen 2 pitchers. Sean Tillman able to fly out. Peterson makes the play and ends the inning. A good one at that for Jack Peterson. An inning ender for Trinity, but they give up the lead. 3-2 Concordia-Wisconsin as we head to the bottom of the 6th. And welcome back to the Alamo City. Concordia-Wisconsin taking back their lead as we're in the bottom of the 6th. Michael Lustina leading it off for Trinity.
Yeah, Lustina 0 for 2 today, flew out and struck out. And that's just another indication of, I think, where Trinity's offense is. We've seen 4 plate appearances here for some of the Falcons, and Trinity, middle of their order, still with just 2.
Lustina gets a piece of that one into right field. It'll get down. He'll hold up at first base with Michael Lustina, a lead-off single for the Tigers.
And I couldn't tell if Aguirre had the same problem Gord did out in right field with the sun, but he kind of played back on it, and that one fell right in front of him. So Lustina will take it. He re-ups his average to 333. He's now 2 for 6 on the season. And we were going to talk about maybe Ryan Green being back out there for this one, but now the mound visit coming, so we'll see if he does, in fact, stay out there.
Ryan Green in his 6th inning of work, as not giving away the baseball yet, at least. And it seems like they're going to ride him out in this inning.
And he has given up 4 hits. He's got 3 Ks, but just 1 walk, and I think that's the big difference, what I've seen from Green versus the Trinity pitching staff. He's been kind of on top of it today. Does have quite a few hit batters, though. So, 3 hit batters, 1 walk, but, compared to Trinity's pitching staff that's got like 8 walks on the day, it's a little bit more control here from the big man on the mound, but he'll stay out there for now.
Jack Peterson will be the batter he faces. Runner on first is Michael Lustina. Peterson, we know his ability to bunt. Would not be surprised at all if we see him try it here.
I wouldn't be surprised to see if they try to get Lustina a stolen base over and then see if they want to bunt him over. Maybe that's being a little too aggressive down 1, but you'd love to have a runner at third with 1 down.
Lustina, no attempts at stolen bases this season so far, but has not had a lot of playing time. So we'll see if they do in fact do that. Peterson squares up, pulls it back, but that ball gets away. Lustina able to take second standing. Looked like he was already on his way, though.
Well, job done there for Trinity. They'll take it how they can get it. So now runner in scoring position, nobody out, and I still like your idea. Maybe have Jack Peterson lay down a bunt. He can bunt for a hit here. He's not necessarily bunting just to move the runner over. He can actually bunt for a hit. So he's done it quite a few times this year.
Has reached twice already on bunts this season. Working 2-0, squares up again, and that one for a strike. But they're going to get Lustina out called. Lustina, a large leadoff, able to pick him off. And was a runner at second with a position to tie the game. Not anymore.
And another big defensive play here for Concordia-Wisconsin. That's, by my count, the 3rd one that I would really chalk up. The 2 double plays really killing the Trinity offense, and the pickoff 2-4 back at second base just absolutely cannot happen in this situation. You were given second base as a freebie. You were still up there, maybe an opportunity to bunt, and you couldn't get the bunt down.
As Peterson gets this one through. So another single, Jack Peterson able to reach.
And now you could have been looking at, maybe runners on the corners in a situation where you really need to, keep this game level. As it looks like this will be the end of Ryan Green's day, as this is the 2nd mound visit of the inning. And so after that base hit, the 5th allowed by Green today. He's 5 1/3 innings. He's responsible for the runner at first.
Well, hold off on that, Josh. They have not taken the baseball yet from Ryan Green. Another mound visit would usually mean that this will be the day. And
maybe they're going to let him hand it. Yeah, I was going to say some teams allow a guy to hand it off to the next guy and, kind of do that. But a stellar day here for Ryan Green. You talked about 5 outdoor practices. They come in, they play, new rankings came out. Trinity falling to number 10 on the season, which I still say is a pretty remarkable feat. They started off 5-4, 1-2 against the number 2 team in the country, which is now Birmingham Southern. And they could have won that series, probably should have won that series. but only falling to number 10 on the season. They're 5-4 overall, and Ryan Green coming in here and just doing a heck of a job starting off the season here for the Falcons.
As Trinity 5-4, winning that series against Babson, going above 500 for the first time this season. Still number 10, shows the respect that people around Division III baseball have for this program.
And looks like it's going to be Tyler Bartsak on the mound here now in relief. Peterson at first base when he gets going, and he'll be facing off against Ezra Gore. Gore 0 for 2 on the day. And that single by Peterson making him 2 for 3, raising his batting average to 346 this season. Gore will be stepping in. He's got a strikeout and a ground out on the day. And then, of course, that big 1 out. That was Listina getting picked off of second base by the catcher. And I'd say Fike's done a really good job back there today, too. He's had some early mistakes, but he's also had some pretty big-time plays back there. And he's done a pretty admirable job for the first game of the season.
A lot of big-time plays defensively by both of these squads. Ezra Gore making one of them, throwing out Sean Tillman as he was attempting to take third base off a single. Gore making the play in right field, able to throw him out. Now in the batter's box here with a runner on first and 1 out. As pickoff attempt, not in time. Peterson able to get back. I mentioned it earlier, Jack Peterson, prone to steal bases, 4-0 this season on stolen base attempts. 1-0 pitch is down and away, so Gore working ahead in the count.
You mentioned Ezra's defense and have a strong arm, but made Sports Center last year during the College World Series, getting the deflection off the right fielder, making the play for the out.
As this could be 2 again. Off the bag, and Gore will get there in time. A collision. As
we'll see if Largent's okay as he comes up hobbling, but more scary, I think, is the fact that his glove went about 30 feet away from him after that collision.
Largent hits the deck on that one. Seems to be fine as he collects his glove.
And this kind of leads me into the point about Gore that I didn't quite get to finish as he got the bat on the ball there, but also a member of the Tigers defensive secondary on Saturdays in the fall as one of the only two-sport guys here on the baseball team for the Trinity Tigers, but standout football player. And I think what they're going to say is Tillman did not get over to second, as you see Peterson standing there. So it looked like maybe he was trying to get the out, knew that he probably couldn't get there in time, tried to throw it, and came up late on the throw. And so now Tigers with just 1 down have 2 aboard.
Michael Montrezzo trying to bring him in. Squares up to bunt, drops it back, ball gets away. Peterson will take third standing up. Gore will follow suit and take second, and Trinity 2 in scoring position.
Now you got to like this now for Trinity. Got Montrezzo up at the plate. If you look at the numbers, the season average probably not where you love it. He is 1 for 1 on the day with the hit pitch, and that did raise his average over 300, so not necessarily the worst case scenario. It looks like maybe that also caught the home plate umpire. Don't really have a great camera angle for you on this one, but might have caught him just a little bit as he gets up. And we want to make sure he's got enough time to fully reset for himself.
Looks like he's taking some deep breaths, trying to collect himself. As that pitch looks like it caught him. Don't have replay capabilities today, so can't tell you exactly where. But he's reaching for his mask, and it looks like he's going to be good to go, as Fike will check in on him.
Yeah, a 2-man crew here, so we'd have to figure out what would be the case if something were to happen to the home plate umpire. I know that the field umpire would go in, but then what do you do for the field umpire at that point? And so And we definitely want these guys to be able to make it through the whole night. And good to see him walking back there, and looks like he's good to go.
Well, thankfully, they're not going to have to resort to that as Montreza gets under this one. It'll go to right field, and is the play made? It looks like it was. Trying to collect all these events. Jack Peterson's going to come in to score. We know that for certain.
Yeah, fantastic diving catch, it appears, by Aguirre. And we apologize for not having any more visuals than what you have at home. We're back inside the gymnasium calling from underneath the stands in the gym. And a fantastic diving catch from Aguirre, but the Tigers able to come through and tie it up with the sac fly by Michael Montreza.
So Montreza will get an RBI for that. This game is tied at 3. Ezra Gore standing at third base currently. And we are down to 2 outs now. As it'll be Colt Harris up now, trying to give Trinity the lead. A runner at third, 2 outs. Breaking ball low to Harris.
Yeah, last time up for Harris, he grounded out to a 5-4-3 double play that was started by Flynn. It was magnificently turned. One of 2 fantastic double plays here by the Falcons defense. Won't have to worry about that in this at bat, but you'd love to see him get a single as he's 0 for 2 on the day, get him going not only for the season, but that would put the Tigers back in front here.
You mentioned those double plays. A big reason why Trinity got the third run is that's going to hit Harris. He'll take first base with ease. Another hit batsman today, as there have been quite a few. But 2 double plays turned. Tried to turn a third. Couldn't get anybody. That allowed Gore and Peterson to both be safe. Eventually, both of them working their way into scoring position. Peterson coming around to tie the game.
And then Gore still threatening. You see him over there off the left upper corner of your screen, 90 feet away. You don't want to put one in the dirt here. You got Hastings at bat. But if you're a Falcons fan, you don't need anything getting away because Gore will score easily.
That ball away. Corson Hastings getting his first hit of the season last weekend. Got the game 1 start at first base against Babson. Also had a stolen base in that game. 2 outs. Trying to drive in a run as he swings through that one. Tigers able to get one back, tying this game at 3. Both of these teams having several opportunities with runners in scoring position, not able to cash in. 1-1 pitch. As that's going to be high and inside. Bartzak missing on that one, and Colt Harris works ahead 2-1.
Hastings with a ground out and fly out. Looks at strike 2. Does have an RBI so far today.
So here's the 2-2 pitch, an important one from Bartzak. Runner at third. Hastings gets under it. That ball will get down. Ezra Gore comes in to score, and Trinity takes the lead back 4-3. An RBI double for Corson Hastings.
And that'll really get Hastings going. He was down to 0.62 here on the season, but now 2 RBI on this day. Batting in the 9 spot here today for Trinity, but he's got 2 of those 4 Trinity runs being accounted for as he's brought them in. And a fantastic piece of work there from Hastings. He's also put a runner over at third, so now still 2 in scoring position. Trinity's offense maybe coming alive here with 2 outs.
Ty Preston into bat. Harris at third. Corson Hastings at second. And then Ty Preston trying to drive in these runs with 2 outs. Looks at strike 1. Big opportunity for the Tigers. Have had several opportunities with men on base.
Yeah, you had both teams' aces go early, and now you're into the bullpen section, and this is where the bumpy water start, and looks like the two teams hitting-wise have started to come alive with their bats here against some of the bullpen pitching.
It's an unusual sight, a game one that isn't flying by. We had a game against Hardin Simmons that lasted an hour and 40 minutes. Games against Birmingham Southern and Babson feeling pretty similar, but this one has seemed to drag on. It's a good one, though, as Preston swings through that one. It'll be strike two. So down to his last strike to try and add on to this Trinity lead. Able to hang in there.
1 for 2 on the day. Got it going with a walk early on as well. He was able to come around and score. That was Trinity's first run.
1-2 pitch from Bartzak. And inside, borderline. Could have been a called strike. Not going to happen, and this count will be even at 2.
I'd say we've definitely seen pitches more inside than that get called easily for a strike, so a little bit of tough luck there for Bartzak, and Preston stays alive. We'll see if he can take advantage.
See if the first year can get the strikeout. And that pitch low. So Ty Preston able to hang in there and work this count full. Had a pitch that looked like it could have been a strike 3.
And I thought Fike did a great job. He brought that one up. Didn't quite frame it as perfectly as we've seen maybe Lazera do it on some of those types of pitches earlier this season. But good effort nonetheless. But I'll get a little mound visit here from their coaching staff.
A team meeting here, the entire infield for the Falcons.
Yeah, pretty big spot, though. You're still only down 1. You don't want to give Preston just something he can put on a rope here, because 2 will come across if he does. Maybe that's what they're maybe having a conversation about, because you definitely want to go after Preston. You don't want to load the bases, but at the same time, you can't just put something in there. And motioning, I wonder, is he looking to go to the bullpen here? We don't have camera angles everywhere, but we'll see. He did motion as if he wanted to bring somebody in.
All the Falcons looking that way. We're seeing if a gray jersey will jog from there, and he will.
So a pitching change with 2 outs and a full count. I think somebody's finally Tim Scannell here. So
this will be Chris Rooney coming in for the Falcons, somebody that Coach Morgan assured that they want to use in a big spot. And I think this would qualify 6th inning. Trinity a chance to make this lead 3 with 1 swing from Ty Preston's bat. And he'll warm up, and we will take a break here on Tiger Network. Big action in San Antonio. And back in the bottom of the 6th, here in the Alamo City, a huge situation. Trinity up 4-3. Ty Preston a chance to drive in 2 runs. as Chris Rooney in for the Falcons. Full count. Preston gets a piece of it, pops up to left field, play made. Jack Owens able to end the inning in one pitch. Chris Rooney able to get out of it. So they pull their pitcher mid at bat, put one of their guys in that is used for these particular situations, and able to get the job done and hold the Tiger lead to 1.
Yeah, wasted opportunity once again here for Trinity. Had runners on second and third, an opportunity to kind of blow open the doors. They have not had an opportunity like that. And I just feel like the offense, we're into game 10 of the season. The offense has got to find something, we're used to Trinity putting up 15 runs a game at times with ease, and just not able to get anything rolling here early on in the season. It's not just today. We've definitely seen some good pitching, but just not able to get rolling offensively this season so far. And 10 games in, you're a quarter of the way through. You play 40 on the year. At some point, this offense has got to start to figure it out.
Tigers averaging 9.8 runs a game last season. That was good for 8th in Division III baseball. Have yet to hit the 10-run mark or the 9-run mark this season, as they have a 4-3 lead here.
Yeah, and at the same time, though, if you look at it from just a team perspective, last year, their ERA was above 6. And this year, well below 3 as a team. And, I think you've got to take the good with the bad. So your offense isn't performing, but, your pitching is back into it. And, a very good job here by the pitchers coming back this year and really redefining who they are and how they're going to approach this season. So offense hasn't quite gotten there yet, but the pitching's looked very nice so far.
We're ready to start the top of the 7th. Harrison DeRoe still on the mound. And he'll face Jurgensen. Will be the leadoff batter for the Falcons. He'll take that one for strike 1. As Jimmy Jurgensen, the junior and one of the many Wisconsin natives on this squad, takes strike 2.
Single in his last at-bat, but he struck out in his first 2 at-bats of the season.
Concordia opening their season here in Trinity. As that one will be slapped foul, hit the back wall of the bullpen. So close call, got a lot on that, just a little ahead.
Yeah, line drive, had it fairly well up that side of the wall. You can kind of see the wall jetting out there and get a little bit better look at it there. The wall elevated down the line and then drops back down to the normal 8-foot wall.
Ball in, really close to hitting him. We've seen quite a few hit batsmen today. Not there, though. This will be 1-2. As Concordia-Wisconsin opening their season here at Trinity. Coach Morgan talked about how they really love a challenge to start the season. As that one fouled off again. So we'll do 1-2 again from DeRoe. Really loving that challenge to start the year. They talked about how they went to Chapman a few years ago to open their season there. As many D3 fans know, Chapman, a very good program. As this one will be in play, hits the top of the wall. And Jurgensen's going to go all the way around a third. A triple for the Falcons to lead off this inning.
Yeah, I think you saw another instance there. Gore had no idea where the ball was. Really nice job by Peterson, able to track it and try to make a play on it. I think it was just out of his reach, hitting off the top of the wall. And almost right in that same spot where that ground rule double happened, right in front of the big sign out there. And stand-up triple now for Jorgensen. Second hit of the day. He's now 2 for 4. That'll bring up the catcher, Fike. So cleanup hitter on. And now the 5-hole Fike looking to tie this game with a base hit. Nobody out here in the 7th.
So a triple there for the Falcons. Reined in quite a few of those last season. And now Fike trying to cash in on their first of the year. As gets under that one, it'll be fouled off. No play made.
You can take a look at the shadows creeping now, getting very long out into the outfield.
Pitch from DeRoe, that's going to be outside. So 2-1. Had several opportunities to put away Jurgensen, not able to do it. It's not a very hard hit ball, it looked like. Had a lot of height to it, but gets all the way out to the wall. Able to hit the yellow part of it, right at the top.
Yeah, definitely didn't look as much of a line drive as that one that he fouled off.
As ties him up foul here. We'll bring it to 2-2.
That's a big spot here for DeRoe. He's gotten a lot of strikeouts in his career, like high Ks per 9 type of guy.
High pitch there, fouled off towards the dugout, and the play will be made. Michael Lustina coming in from third base to make the play for the first out of the inning.
And with that one being kept on the infield, just as good as a strikeout to get that first out here for the Tigers. And Harrison DeRoe, I was going to say, one of the elevated Ks per 9. It was in the 11 range early on in his career. And so he's the type of guy that even with a runner over there at third, not very many outs in the inning, you still feel pretty good if you're a Tiger fan. So he can get outs the very selfish way.
As now it is Largent, the first baseman up for Concordia. Another chance to try and bring in that runner from third and tie this game.
0 for 2, and he was also hit by a pitch.
As fouls that one off, third base side. So DeRoe, we know a very prevalent strikeout pitcher, loves to use that breaking ball in key spots. We'll see if he does it here. Ahead 0-2, has to be aware of that runner on third. Yeah, ties him up there.
Foul ball, and it's not Lazera behind the plate anymore, so McNaney asking for that one high, as that has not been changing the stats just yet. And it's 23 catching.
That ball, they're going to say outside. Maybe a little high as well, as that'll bring the count to 1-2. DeRoe put in several high leverage situations this season. Got the win last weekend against Babson. And it's fouled off once again. So Largent doing a good job just staying alive.
And I bring that up because I believe it was Lazera that crashed into Largent a few innings ago. So I wonder if he had anything that caused him to leave the game.
That's going to be ball outside. Not chasing is Largent, so able to hang in there. Went down 0-2 early, but staying alive, making DeRoe work for it. As that one
in the dirt.
Yep, in the dirt, but able to recover in time and hold that runner at third. So 3-2, as Largent has battled his way all the way back. So here's full count pitch. Breaking ball under it. Out to center field, it'll get down. Run will score easily. Peterson trying to recover. Trying to make the throw to third. Cutoff man has it, and Largent has an RBI double to tie this game.
And his first hit of the day, first hit of the season. And he will enjoy that one. That one ties us here in the 7th. And this game has just been going back and forth. We're back even once again. The Falcons still threatening. Now runner in scoring position, just one down. And I was going to say that, in my opinion, would probably prompt a visit from either Dave Smith or, as you see here, Coach Scannell for the Tigers. That 3-2 pitch, one, in my opinion, the 0-2 count, he just couldn't get, none of them were even close. And so you've got to figure out how you're going to attack a hitter like that. And I'm sure that he was maybe a little worried of his breaking ball with a runner on third base, but I think you just got to have a little bit more confidence in your abilities to put that in right where you need to. But, Harrison Dureau, one of the better pitchers that the Tigers have had over the last 3 years. You kind of assume that he's going to figure this out here. And unfortunately for Trinity fans, gives up a double right there. And now an opportunity, if he can settle in, keep this game tied, put Trinity in a spot to maybe retake the lead later. But opportunities taken here by the Falcons.
That pitch fouled off. Harrison Dureau, last season an 8-0 record. Coming into today, 1-1. But lights out in that bullpen role. Not so far today or this season. Dave Smith saying we have yet to see the best version of Harrison Dureau, but he says his stuff has gotten better.
Up until today, the only time people have really tagged him hard is the second time seeing him. And so, that's, that double right there from Largent, a lot of props to Largent. Went down 0-2, fought his way back, and then got himself a really big double into the gap. And, that's nobody's really hit Dureau that hard first time through.
Really impressive hit by Largent. That was a good curveball, able to go down and get it, put it in a gap. As McNaney able to slide over and collect that pitch. Will bring the count to 1-2. Had Largent down 0-2. And now Aguirre in the same position, trying to put him away.
Yeah, he's 0 for 3 today, but he reached on an error and scored his last time up. And he also had those fantastic diving catch.
As that'll be tapped foul. So we'll do the 1-2 pitch again. Runner on second. This is a tie ball game as we have gone back and forth here in San Antonio. Concordia-Wisconsin starting their season off with a very good game here in game one. 1-2 pitch from Dureau. That'll be high, and it'll even the count as deja vu here.
Able to jump ahead and then fall back behind. Again, just not able to have that get out pitch.
Breaking ball, strike three. Able to dot that outside corner, and Dureau gets the second out of the inning.
He did so in a big way there. Keeps the runner stranded at second. Now there are 2 down in the inning, and that'll be a big boost because fly ball will get the Tigers back into the dugout. And Harrison Dureau will have come in and at least limited some of the damage that he had when he joined us here in action.
So Kyle Flynn in the batter's box takes a look at strike one. Big strikeout for Harrison Dureau, locating that breaking ball. But still some work to do, trying to collect that final out. Ahead 1-0 once again as he fakes the throw to second. Oh, 1 pitch from Dureau. Swing and a miss. Breaking ball. Able to collect strike 2.
I'd love to see him just go straight at him here with this pitch.
We'll see what he does. 0-2, a big situation. Trying to keep this game tied at 4. Runner in scoring position for the Falcons. Dureau outside and high. So not able to get him there. We've seen him go to a low breaking ball in that situation pretty consistently. Does not do it there. And able to take it, make it a 1-2 count.
Yeah, good job here from Flynn, who doubled and brought in a run his last time up, later scored. That's a nice pitch.
DeRoe, strike 3 called. Inside part of the plate, Harrison DeRoe. Back-to-back batters down by way of the K as we head to the bottom of the 7th on Tiger Network. And first pitch from Rooney, going to be called a ball. Said it was low on Jack Baker as we're in the bottom of the 7th here at 1 Trinity Place. Hope you had time to stretch. As we have a tie ball game here in the 7th inning. Chris Rooney back on the mound as he gets it in there for strike 1.
Baker was able to reach his last time up when he was hit by the pitch, but that's been the only time he's been around the bases so far, and he was left at first.
Baker pops that one up, and not going to have a play as that'll go over the netting. Chris Rooney, one of the Falcons' best relievers, a 1-0 record last season with 3 saves. Not a save situation right now with it being a tie ball game, but potentially in line to collect a victory for himself.
I could, and I felt like he did. He came in kind of a save situation, team down a run, needing a big out, and he went in there 1 pitch and got it.
Baker puts that one into deep right field. Play made in the sun. As Aguirre able to collect that one, the first out of the inning.
Yeah, right field and then to some extent center field still in some really harsh lighting conditions. And then you can kind of see it for first base too, although wouldn't expect anything to be at the eye level right in the sun for first base. But
so Matt McNaney up now in the place that Nick Lazera was hitting in prior to this.
Yeah, so it's just a straight sub. And we'll have to check on Lazera because that seems like maybe that was something related to the collision that he might have had. But, you know, Tigers, the plethora of catchers that I think are all very, very serviceable.
As that one, ground ball third base side, play made. Throw across the diamond in time for out number 2.
And quick work here by Rooney. Really haven't had that in the last few innings.
No, not at all. The only quick work I can remember is Shavana in that 2nd inning, able to knock down 3 batters, 2 by strikeout, 1 by a quick round ball. But it'll bring up Michael Lustina still in there at third base and hitting cleanup for Trinity.
And 1 for 3 today, 2 for 6 on the season. Kind of hit in his last at bat back in the 6th inning.
That slider away. As Rooney trying to get this 3rd out in what's been a very fast inning, as you mentioned, Josh. 2-0 pitch coming up. Lustina puts that into right field. That ball is not going to be caught. Would have been a great play, but that ball's going to hit the ground. Lustina's going to scamper all the way to third base in time. A triple for Michael Lustina, and the Tigers have business with 2 outs.
Well, it's going to be hard to get picked off of second base if you hit the triple. So, fantastic job for Lustina to not only be in scoring position, but 90 feet away. And you see the Trinity training staff going to be maybe headed out to see Aguirre, and we do hope that he's okay. Thought I saw him bounce back up.
Yeah, it looked like it. Would have been a really impressive catch had he been able to make it in right field, but made a collision with that back wall. And we don't have a good angle because of that pole quite yet, but looks like he is still on the ground as they're going to check on him. And you see now him slowly getting up.
And also from this angle, you can just see just how bad it is to see out there in right field. And great sign to see him walking off. So we do hope that he's okay, and maybe even okay enough to stay in the game. It looks like maybe he's headed back to his position.
Aguirre slow to get up, but putting on his ball cap and sunglasses, so it looks like he will still be patrolling right field. As you get a look at the World Series part of this wall, recently updated to honor the 2022 World Series team for Trinity, making it all the way that far. An impressive run by these Tigers. As Jack Peterson now in the batter's box, runner on third, 2 outs, and we'll take a look at strike 1. Rooney was mowing down Trinity hitters until he gave up the triple to Michael Lustina. Peterson trying to cash in and swings through that one, down 0-2 early with 2 outs. Trying to find a way to give Trinity the lead. Both of these teams have had lots of runners in scoring position, not able to bring them in thanks to double plays. Caught in the middle sometimes. Good defense by both teams. Able to keep this score at 4-4. 0-2 pitch was taken by Jack Peterson. Has a single today. As that pitch outside, bringing up a 2-2 count, able to battle back. A big moment here in this ball game. Trinity trying to take back the lead. We've gone back and forth all game. As that one fouled off. So 2-2. Jack Peterson, the center fielder, trying to find a way to give the Tigers the lead. Peterson under that one, but it'll go foul again. So staying alive. And you can imagine a frustrating experience for Rooney getting ahead 0-2 that fast and being in this situation.
Yeah, very similar to a little how Giroux's pitches went for him.
As these two top-grade relievers in the game for both teams. Pitch away, and the count will be full as Jack Peterson hanging in there pitch after pitch. Able to get to a 3-2 count.
Gore waits on deck. Should Peterson reach?
A big spot for Jack Peterson. Here's the 3-2 pitch. Able to foul it off. Would have been strike 3. But once again, I believe that's the 3rd time Jack Peterson's fouled off a pitch in this long at-bat. Lustina, the runner at third, that Peterson can potentially bring in to give the Tigers the lead. Check swing, and he'll get to first base. That ball high and outside. An impressive at-bat by Jack Peterson.
Yeah, fantastic job. He'll take the walk. That'll put runners on the corners here for Trinity. And he battles back after being down 0-2 in that count. To a board now for Trinity and Ezra Gore as he steps in. 0 for 3 today, but reached on an error his last time up. Came around and scored a run for the Tigers.
That pitch nearly got away. Was able to collect it behind the dish was Fike. A run-saving stop there by the Falcon catcher as Gore will step back into the batter's box. Swings through this one. It'll go to third base. They'll go for the quick out and get it. So drama there, but the Falcons eventually able to get out of that inning. This score will stay tied here in Texas. And welcome back to the Alamo City 4-4 ball game here at the top of the 8th. As bottom of the order, Jack Owens up for the Falcons. He'll take a look at strike one. Jack Owens, one of the guys Coach Morgan highlighted as a gritty guy, saying that those are the type of guys that are going to have to replace Sam Beers. As Sam Beers, one of the primary hitters on this team, led them in RBIs and home runs. So losing him, a tough blow for this squad. But says it's going to take a village to replace production like that, hoping Jack Owens can be a part of it. Swings through that one. McNaney will have to finish the job and will. So DeRoe able to quickly get the first out of the inning.
And so that's going to drop Owens to 0 for 4 today. And that'll put us back to the top of the lineup with Hawkinson 0 for 1 with a bunch of walks.
A walk would be pretty valuable here for Concordia-Wisconsin, as they'll get off to a good start. 1-0 count now.
You see Hawkinson maybe wanted a little bit more time, but DeRoe ready to go. Maybe finding his rhythm.
As that ball in there for strike one, breaking ball. DeRoe's favorite pitch. Has a lot of confidence in it in key situations. Goes high there for ball two. Two-one pitch in there for strike two. Yeah, similar place to where he struck out a batter last inning.
Yeah, he's really relying heavily on that breaking ball. Maybe bring the fastball here.
Pitched low and away. Good block by McNaney. It'll bring up a full count. So DeRoe trying to get the second out of this inning. As pitch away, he'll lose him. So another walk for Hawkinson.
That's 4 on the day so far. Freshman reaching base now. On base percentage of .800. That'll do for the top of the order. That'll take us down to Hahn, the second baseman. Officially 0 for 2 on the day. Does have a pair of walks as well. Before we get to that, they check on Hawkinson.
Hahn, another guy Coach Morgan highlighted as one of those gritty guys. And I think we've seen it today, especially with his defense. Runner goes, throw, gonna get through. And he'll take third base with ease. So all of a sudden, Concordia-Wisconsin has a runner at third with the position to take the lead here in the 8th inning.
And this is where you need, if you're a Trinity fan, you need Harrison DeRoe to really dig deep, maybe get another strikeout here, put 2 outs on the board with the runner now at third base. And so a big spot now for Hahn, but a big spot for DeRoe if he can find a way to barrel his way into this one and get the out.
So all of a sudden, a position for Hahn to drive in a run. He'll take strike 1 there. DeRoe trying to find a way to get out of this inning, as the Tigers have been put in jam after jam after jam, have found a way to get out of several. Only 4 runs on the board, what could have been a lot more. As Hahn gets a piece of that, it'll be put into the bullpen, so no play available for Corson Hastings. But it will bring the count to 1-2, so a chance for DeRoe here. Get the second out of the inning.
Ground out and a foul fly out, pop up back to the catcher for Hahn in his last at bat. Hasn't been struck out yet today, so DeRoe will be looking to do something new.
And able to get strike 3. Breaking ball outside, gets him swinging, and a huge strikeout for Harrison DeRoe.
And such a big moment there. Walks a guy, runner steals second. The errant throw allows him to take third, all with 1 out. And that was a 1-0 pitch that allowed the runner to go on. And he comes back and does nothing but strikes from that point forward. That's the Harrison DeRoe that we've seen in that closer's mentality role.
Tillman gets a piece of this one. It'll get in. Found the hole in the outfield, and it'll be an RBI single for Sean Tillman. And Concordia-Wisconsin takes the lead back 5-4.
Fantastic piece of hitting. You've mentioned him a few times as one of the guys to watch this year. Coming back after a pretty solid season. He hit .380 a year ago. And that's his first hit of the season this year, and he couldn't have timed it any better. Now 1 for 3, but more importantly, here in the 8th inning, the Falcons take the lead 5-4.
Coach Morgan says that Sean Tillman, their best overall hitter, as this one will be popped up. Colt Harris able to take care of it. So that'll be the 3rd out of the inning, but not before Concordia-Wisconsin takes a 5-4 lead here in San Antonio.
One.
And welcome back to the Alamo City, and welcome back the Cardiac Cats. We talked about the run differential in some games against Babson, some games that just were not close. Taking a loss and a win by 5 runs, but the Cardiac Cats return. Down 1 run here in the 8th inning with Michael Montreza up for Trinity.
Montreza got the day started off with a single, was hit by a pitch, and then he got a sac fly. All that just for one. He's done some damage here at the plate for the Tigers.
As Montreza trying to get on and get something started for Trinity. They have 2 innings to get 1 run at least. Down 1-2 here, though. Pitch from Rooney. Slider taken by Montreza.
Really nice eye there from Montreza.
Rooney an ERA of 4.76 last season, but 3 saves. As that one, ball called.
Oof. I felt like that could go either way.
That one swerved back into what looked like to be the zone.
It looked
at
a
least
little
close to it.
I felt like maybe it got over the plate. It looked a little low. That's why I wasn't really sure. Montreza fortunate. Now he'll draw the walk.
Able to take strike 3 on a pitch. Able to take ball 4 on a pitch that wasn't even close. And Montreza, I believe his 2nd walk of the game. And trying to get something going for Trinity, though this is a situation we have seen before. As Colt Harris will come up to the plate, grounded into a double play earlier in this one. That looms large so far.
I mentioned it earlier, Harris with some power.
As that pitch will get away, Montreza will stand up and take second base.
They show bunt, and then the wild pitch, basically, or I guess that's going to go down as a wild pitch. Just gives the Tigers the base they were looking for anyway. I'll tell you, as you watch enough baseball, and if you get into the coaching ranks, those are the things that just drive you crazy and they keep you up at night.
So an opportunity to, at the very least, get Montreza to third. And Harris will get hit. So another hit batsman. Harris was already hit in the 6th inning. It will take another one there. And that'll put runners at first and second for the Tigers.
And 2 aboard, looking good for Trinity, but this is a team that has hit into 2 double plays already today. But this will bring up Hastings, and before we get that, we've got a mound visit here, but Hastings a double and an RBI in his last at-bat. And we'll see what the situation's going to be.
So we've seen the Falcons get out of these in the past. Runners at first and second with nobody out for Trinity. As an entire infield visit here for the Falcons. Montreza at second. Colt Harris hit by the pitch. Takes first base. Rooney, definitely the guy that they want to use in those high leverage situations. Been so good so far today. And he will remain in there. And is one of the most important at-bats of the game. Corson Hastings will come up to the plate. Getting the start at first base today. Has an RBI as well today. So here we go. Hastings up, 5-4. Concordia leads over Trinity. 2 runners on for the Tigers. 1 in scoring position. Hastings will bunt. Rooney will take care of it himself. Throw to first, but the runners will advance. So now 2 in scoring position for the Tigers.
Oh, fantastic bunt there by Hastings. Really laid it down nice and easy. You know, it should be something that is very simple here in the game of baseball, but as we've already seen today, you know, whether or not it's just not getting a good pitch to actually lay down for a bunt. We've seen some opportunities just not take hold here, but fantastic job by Hastings. You know, it's not easy to always go up there and just lay down the sacrifice, but puts 2 in scoring position now for the Tigers, and we'll see a new pitcher here shortly.
So that'll be the day for Rooney. He'll be responsible for the runners at second and third. A pitching change here at 1 Trinity Place. We'll be back on Tiger Network. Welcome back to San Antonio, Texas. Drama here, 5-4. Concordia-Wisconsin leads. It'll be Max Niebel, the junior from Phoenix, Arizona, in for the Falcons. Max Niebel from Arizona. His team will be going to his home state next week as they have a long Arizona trip. Well, they will play 5 different teams.
Now Falcons picking up the frequent flyer miles here.
Ty Preston up, representing the top of the order for Trinity. Runners on 3rd and 2nd. Here in the bottom of the 8th. Preston gets a piece of that. Tillman will try and get him. Not in time. So run will score. Montreza comes in to tie the game. Tillman pumped one way, pumped the other, tried to make the throw to first, and gets nobody in the process.
Yeah, I got caught in between, and we are tied here once again. And as you brought us in with the Cardiac Cats, you know, Concordia a double play away from getting out of this inning, but at the same time, an opportunity here for the Tigers to take the lead once again as we here in the bottom half of the 8th.
Another mound visit, something we've seen a lot in this inning from Concordia, as runners at 1st and I believe 2nd.
1st and 3rd.
1st and 3rd. Okay, so Harris did advance.
Move over.
So Harris at 3rd.
Be a short work for Niebel.
Niebel already coming out of this one, as he faced one batter and nearly got him out, but that will be the day, as the meeting will continue for the Falcons. And the new pitcher will be Bo Willis, the senior from Coal City, Illinois. Made 10 appearances last season with an 0-1 record, as he'll be in a very high leverage situation here in Trinity, as we'll step away here on Tiger Network. Welcome back to South Texas. Jack Baker up with runners at the corners in a tie ball game here in the 8th inning, as the new pitcher for Concordia-Wisconsin, Bo Willis. Sink down to make that throw, and swing and a miss for Jack Baker.
We saw Ryan Green with a little bit of the arm slot movement when he started this game, but Bo Willis, all of his warm-ups from underneath here. We'll see if Baker can adjust.
That breaking ball outside. No better time for the power of the glow stick than now. Another opportunity to mention that Frank is in the building. So my 2 favorite things at the ballpark, glow stick and Frank. We'll see if they can combine forces.
Harris at 3rd, Preston at 1st.
Baker able to fight that one off.
It looked like maybe Preston was trying to put 2 in scoring position, or that could have just been a called for hit and run.
Either way, it'll be 1-2 here for Jack Baker. 1 out in this inning. We have seen Concordia-Wisconsin turn 2 double plays already today. As Baker gets a piece of it somehow, it'll get down. Harris will walk in from third to score, and Trinity takes the lead in the 8th inning. Able to catch the end of Jack Baker's bat, and he gets the RBI that gives Trinity the lead.
Yeah, nicely done for Jack Baker. Struggling a little bit in this one, 0 for 3 with a hit by pitch, and then comes through. 1 for 4 may not always be the prettiest, but when you get the go-ahead RBI in the 8th inning, you love to see it.
So now Matt McNaney, a direct substitution for Nick Lazera, who started this game. We don't know why Nick Lazera was pulled, but McNaney, a big opportunity here with runners on first and second and 2 outs. As they will check on the runner at second, Ty Preston.
We'll have to get some refinement on that rule on throwing back to second, because I thought you had to actually throw it. But
well, we've seen that a few times. I think we saw it from, I believe, Jack Schmidt, who faked the throw over to second. Did not actually make the throw. So we will have to get some clarity on what that is.
As we were seeing that called for a balk early on.
Swings through that one. Runner goes to third. Gonna get there in time. Ty Preston will turn the corner, and he will score a run, and Trinity up 7-5. As it looked like that throw got away. Trying to get him at third.
Fike sailed that one again. He sailed a few down to second, and then he sails that one all the way down the left field line. And that'll make it an easy opportunity here for the Tigers. So now McNaney, the base is clear, and the Tigers up.
Well, Trinity does have a runner at third base.
Runner at third, yes, correct. Sorry, thank you.
Jack Baker, who got the RBI to give the Tigers the 6-5 lead. Now the runner at third. McNaney with 1 out. A sac fly could make this an 8-5 ball game. And put whatever pitcher they decide to throw out there in a better spot, as McNaney will tap that foul. Trinity able to be opportunistic. They are the Cardiac Cats. And another close game, but able to bring guys in, something they struggled with all game. Same with Concordia-Wisconsin, as this score for both teams could be a lot higher. Some double plays turned, some people caught in between bases. But Trinity with the 7-5 lead is that pitch outside. A slider there from Bo Willis.
Yeah, some good defense, and we also give credit to the pitchers, when they had to. We've seen a lot of strikeouts when pitchers really had to dig down and get a strikeout. So hasn't been the prettiest pitching day, but hasn't been all too bad.
Lunging play there by Fike, able to keep that one in his glove. A huge play as Baker was at third, ready to come in to score.
Yeah, Fike's been acrobatic back there behind the plate. He's had a couple of balls sail on him, a couple of errors to his name for that, but
as that ball high, and Trinity will have runners at the corners. McNaney able to reach, and the Tigers not done yet. So that'll bring up Michael Lustina, the cleanup hitter at third base. 2 for 4 on the day.
Yeah, I questioned why he was batting cleanup. He was 1 for 3 on the season coming into today. And for a lot of the Wisconsin fans, you're like, it's 1 for 3, but Tigers are 10 games in, and you're going to throw a guy right into the cleanup spot. He has delivered.
Is that pitch in there for strike 1? Lustina trying to extend this Trinity lead. We've seen the Tigers get leads late, like here, and we've also seen them blow some leads. So the more runs, the better. Something Tim Scannell saying was a mark of a good team, the ability to add on to a lead. He referenced it in a 5-0 lead specifically. but I'm sure it would apply for a 2-run lead as well.
Yeah, Lucina just missing that pitch. He knew it when he let it go by as well. Willis with a nice pitch to get ahead 0-2.
0-2, he will check on McNaney at first, thrown into the catching role in the middle of this game. As Michael Lustina trying to bring in another run. Only one out here for Concordia, some work to do. Lustina swings through that one. It'll be smacked foul. So fouls off third base side. Coach Scannell saying that we're going to see a million lineups, looking for guys to separate themselves. Mentioned Christian Holloway as somebody who did offensively, but not in the lineup today. As that ball low and inside. Good take by Lustina. So runners at the corners here in the bottom of the 8th. Lustina able to get a piece of it, it looks like. So he'll stay right where he is. As that ball broke in on him.
Yeah, and it's submarine action here from Willis, and Tigers saw McNaney able to just reach out and get a piece of it and get himself on base.
Here comes the 1-2 pitch from Willis. Lustina fouls it off again, this time first base side. We talked about the amount of fifth-year seniors returning for Concordia-Wisconsin. And a lot of them key players in this lineup. Coach Morgan saying these guys are hungry. They did not make the conference tournament for the first time in his decade-long tenure. As that pitch high on Lustina, able to take it and even the count. And I think you're seeing some of that hunger and that ability to battle back and hang in a ball game. There's plenty of opportunities where the Tigers could have broken this open. Concordia, Wisconsin hanging around and counterpunching Trinity whenever they would strike. 2-2 taken, and that'll bring the count to full.
Yeah, good eye from Lustina.
Concordia coming in 18-22 record last season. Do not look like it here. Look like a much better baseball team. As Lustina gets under it, and play made. Sean Tillman able to collect the second out of the inning. So a long at-bat from Lustina, but nothing happens after it.
Yeah, he's able to just pop out into shallow center. Not enough to bring home Baker from third base. And not enough to send McNaney from first to second either. So that'll be a huge out for Willis. Sort of like how when Giroux got his second out, leaving the runner stranded at third. Now an opportunity for the Falcons to maybe escape out of this big jam that they're in. And we are at Jack Peterson.
Jack Peterson, runners on the corners, 2 outs, swings through that one. Pitch had a late break to it. Peterson 2 for 3 on the day. Trying to add on to this Trinity lead as this game has dragged on for some time. 4 p.m. first pitch. It is currently 6:45 Central Time. As Tillman came back to second base, ready for the pickoff. But McNaney took second base. Did not see that, didn't have the angle up, but Matt McNaney able to take second base. So 2 in scoring position now, and now Jack Peterson, opportunity to blow this game open.
Yeah, big heads-up play for McNaney because a single should score runner from second, so especially with 2 outs here.
As Peterson swings through that one. It's interesting that McNaney stole that base with Peterson up to bat. These two have a bet that McNaney will never catch Jack Peterson stealing. So McNaney able to steal the base with Peterson, the chance to bring him in after doing so. The 1-2 pitch.
Yeah, Will's looking to get out of this jam.
That's low. It'll get away. Baker will stay right where he is, though.
Yeah, did not skirt too far away from Fike. And you saw Will's jumping off the mound for coverage in case he was needed.
couple of really good plays behind the dish for Fike. That a play where he had to extend himself and catch that slider, and then this one, able to block it. So a 2-2 pitch here. Swings through that one, and Willis able to get out of the inning. Strikes out Jack Peterson with 2 in scoring position, but Trinity able to take the 7-5 lead as we head to the 9th on Tiger Network. And welcome back on Tiger Network. Harrison DeRowan with a 2-run lead for Trinity, trying to close this game out. And up to bat will be Dylan Fike, the catcher who made some great plays behind the dish to keep Jeff Baker from scoring.
5, 6, 7 hitters here. Combined 1 for 11 on the day for the Falcons.
Important note, no defensive adjustments for Trinity, sticking with the 9 that they have rolled with for most of this game.
With the exception of McNaney coming in about the 6th inning. We'll have to double check to see exactly when he came in. I didn't notice until about an inning later.
Pitch from DeRoe, breaking ball taken. And in danger of losing him already, down 3-0.
And one of the things we talked about during the break right there, if you're a Trinity fan, you're excited to see DeRoe back out there. But if he does get behind, if he does lose a guy, and say that Concordia is able to put a runner on, don't worry about the runner. You've got a 2-run lead here in the 9th. They need 2 runs just to tie. Just focus on the hitters as you go about your thing.
Gets a piece of that one, but that will bring the count to full. So DeRoe working with a 2-run lead. 3-2 count here in the top of the 9th. Pitch is fouled off, it looks like. Got a piece of it, and this will stay 3-2, so we will do it again. Pitch inside and low. Ball 4. Loses the leadoff hitter. And Concordia has a man on, needing 2 runs.
They bring the tying run to the plate here. And this is a situation where I think if you're DeRoe, just kind of sit back and focus on Largent here. He's 1 for 3 on the day. And that 1 runner on is not going to be a difference maker right now.
As Largent trying to advance the runner and get on himself. Took that pitch for a strike. And looks at that one for a ball outside.
And this becomes the most important batter of the inning right here, because if Concordia is able to get 2 aboard here with nobody out, might best guess is they would sacrifice these two guys over to second and third and really put them in a position to tie this game and see if they can work their way back.
Swing and a miss there. 1-2 now. Dureau trying to get the first out of this inning. Trying to get his first save of the season. Had his first win of the season last weekend, but was not a save situation. As Holloway got the leading run in the 8th inning. That ball low. Dureau working a lot last weekend in the 2-2 ball game. 2-2 count here. And strike 3. Swings through it, and that'll be the first strikeout of the inning for Dureau, and 1 out closer to a Trinity victory.
Yeah, big out for Dureau. That changes the whole complexity of this inning here and did himself a lot of favors.
So it'll bring up Aguirre, who we saw run into the right field wall. Back up in right field, played the rest of the game, and now in the batter's box for the first time since.
Reached back in the 6th inning on an error and came around and scored a run. Been retired all times at the plate so far today.
Pitch in the dirt, blocked by McNaney. Runner at first will stay where he is. This is a 1-1 count. As Aguirre takes that one. So Dureau trying to find a way to end this game. The pitcher they trust most in these high leverage situations. Been in there since the 6th inning. And that one in there for strike 2. Able to hit the bottom part of the zone. And that'll even the count at 2. Here's 2-2 pitch. Dureau in there for strike 3. Second K of the inning. And Trinity 1 out away.
6K of the day for Harrison Dureau. 3.1 innings of play so far for him.
So Kyle Flynn will be the last hope for the Falcons, who have stayed in this game through 9 innings. Trinity taking the lead in the 8th. Concordia had the lead before Trinity, able to get 3 runs in the bottom of the 8th.
Flynn 1 for 3, had a big double, RBI, and scored a run back in the 6th inning. I need him to get aboard here in the top of the 9th.
Dureau breaking ball outside and high, they say. So 2-0 as Flynn hanging in there. Falcons down to their last out. In there for strike 1. Dureau able to battle back, avoid going down 3-0. First base is occupied. As a runner got aboard with a walk. 2-1 pitch. Put in play. It'll get down. Throw will be not in time. It'll get away. Runner goes to third. And will stay right there. So a rough sequence of events defensively. And the Falcons will bring the leading run to the plate.
I'll give Montreza a lot of credit. There was not much he could do. He barehanded that one, threw it down the line, and just got away from Hastings over at first base. That puts runners at the corners here. 9 spot, it'll be, I believe, a pinch hitter for Owens. And now with keeping hope alive, the Falcons bring the go-ahead run to the plate. It'll be Cody Meyer stepping in for the first time this season.
Cody Meyer, the senior from North Dakota. In with 2 outs. Runner in at third base to get 1 back. And the potential tying run at first base.
A knee buckling curveball right there to start off 0-1. Harrison Duro looks like he's in pretty good command right now.
Duro will step off. 0-1 count. Meyer, the only thing standing between the Tigers and a Game 1 victory. Strike called. 0-2 as Concordia-Wisconsin down to their last strike as the Trinity Tigers wait patiently and eagerly, hoping for a Game 1 victory. 0-2 pitch. Strike 3! Went down swinging! And Trinity takes Game 1, 7-5. A game with all sorts of twists and turns and ups and downs, but the Tigers prevail by 2 runs.
A fantastic team win here for the Tigers. They struggled early on. They really found themselves late, and the Cardiac Cats have done it once again.
Indeed they have. Ups and downs, lead changes left and right, but the lights will flash as the sun sets in San Antonio. Trinity does the handshake line as they get the Game 1 victory. It'll send the Tigers to 6-4, and it'll send us looking ahead to Game 2. I'm Cole Isaacson for Josh Michigamba. We were happy to bring this production of Tiger Network. Trinity gets the win 7-5 over Concordia, Wisconsin.